Welcome dear learners. Today we look into critical aspect of rural marketing, that is pricing. In this unit, we will focus on understanding the multifaceted nature of pricing strategies tailored for rural consumer and markets. As we all know, rural markets present unique opportunities and challenges, and pricing play a pivotal role in unlocking their potential. Before we begin, let's outline our learning objective for this session. By the end of this unit, you will be able to first understand the fundamental role of pricing in context of rural marketing. Second, you will able to identify the specific objectives that companies aim to achieve with their rural pricing strategies. Third, analyze the key elements that influence pricing decisions. Fourth, evaluate the significance of strategies like low unit packaging and value based pricing. Fifth, examine real life case studies to see these strategies in action. And finally, develop critical thinking skills regarding the pricing challenges inherent in rural markets. These objectives will guide our exploration today. Now, introduction to pricing, the primacy of affordability. Let's start with the basics. In rural marketing, we often talk about 4 A's. The first one is affordability, second is availability, third is awareness, and the fourth one is acceptability. Among these, which one do you think is the primary driver of consumption? It's affordability. Affordability is directly shaped by two factors. The first one is the earning of rural consumer and the price of product or services. Consequently, businesses are adopting a dual approach, that is enhancing rural incomes through developing markets and crucially implementing price policies that ensures products are within there. The importance of pricing has only grown with market trends like fragmentation, intense competition and a rise in value conscious consumption. Now pricing, which is a critical element in rural marketing. Pricing is not just another component of marketing mix. It directly impacts revenue and profitability of any firm. In rural market, its role is even more critical. Can you think why is this so? It's mainly due to the unique purchasing behavior and economic limitation of rural consumers. They are highly sensitive to price and actively seek value for money or VFM in their purchases. This is largely because average earning levels in rural area are often lower than in urban centers. Therefore, marketers must find innovative ways to make their product accessible. So, how do companies achieve this accessibility? Banks play a part by providing loans for higher value items like tractors, televisions. For fast moving consumer goods or FMCG's goods, a key strategy is the use of small unit packages or LUPs. These LUPs, like single serve sachet, offer lower price points, making daily use product affordable. Now think about products like toilet soaps, detergent and toothpaste. The demand for smaller, cost-effective packaging in these categories has surged. Brands like Lifebuoy, Neem Soap, Sibaka Top, and Tiger Cookies are prime examples of successful LUP strategies. Even packaging choices such as reusable packets or refills are favored as they add to perceived value. Beyond affordability, practical pricing. However, an effective pricing strategy is about more than just being cheap. It must be favorable for both retailer as well as consumer. A peculiar challenge in rural India is recurrent scarcity of small denominations or change. Have you ever faced a situation where a shopkeeper couldn't provide exact change? This is a common issue. For example, Cadbury's attempt to price 5-star at rupees 6 faced issues due to complication with changes. Similarly, rupees 7 or rupees 9 price points often meet retailer resistance. Therefore, accessible price point like rupees 5, rupees 10 or rupees 20 are preferred as they simplify transactions. Ultimately, retailer acceptability is crucial for smooth sales and distribution of goods in rural market. Let's quickly recap what we have covered so far. We have established that affordability is paramount in rural market, driving the demand for value for money products. Companies use strategies like low unit packs to meet this need. We also noted that practical pricing, considering issues like the availability of small change and ensuring retailer acceptability, it is essential for success. So, now let's move to on another objective that guide our pricing decision. Now, objectives of pricing in rural market. Companies operating in rural markets have several strategic objectives in mind when setting prices. These are part of their broader business and making plans. The first major objective is long-term profit maximization. It's important to understand that rural marketing often requires patience. Immediate large profit might not be feasible. Instead, a company must aim for sustained success over the long run. A common strategy here is penetration pricing, which means introducing a product at a low price to attract customers and gain market share. For example, Calvin Care priced its chick shampoo sachet at under rupees 0.50 paise initially. Secondly, while long-term profit is the goal, companies also aim for minimum return on sales revenue in the short run. This means pricing needs to be set at a level that ensures recovery of essential costs like distribution, production, and dealers' margin. Now, the third is enhanced market penetration. Rural marketing is fundamentally a market expansion strategy. Pricing objectives can therefore differ significantly between urban and rural market. For example, Hindustan Unilever might sell its Vim cleaning bar at rupees 15 in cities, but it offers a small version at rupees 4 in rural market, so to encourage adoption. Fourth, in a competitive environment, keeping up with the competition is vital. Smart companies closely analyze competitors' pricing and adjust their own accordingly to maintain parity or a competitive edge. Videocon, for an example, priced its audio products lower than competitors to gain attraction in rural market and hence become a significant player. Finally, the fifth key objective is increasing sales volumes and market share. A company's pricing strategy is a determinant of its success in boosting sales. Often, the primary aim will be to increase the number of units sold in the market. So, higher sales volumes naturally lead to an increased market share. Consider Anchor White toothpaste. It positioned itself as India's first 100% vegetarian toothpaste and offered it at a price significantly lower than Colgate, therefore aiming to capture a large slice of the market. So, to quickly summarize the objectives of pricing in rural markets, companies strive for long-term profitability, often using penetration pricing, which ensures minimum return to cover cost, and aim for enhanced market penetration with adaptive pricing. Work to stay competitive and ultimately seek to increase sales volumes and market shares. These objectives shapes the complex pricing decision marketers have to make. Next, we will explore the elements that are considered when fixing these prices. Now, that we understand the why, which means the objectives, let's look at the what. What are the specific pricing elements or factors that companies must consider when setting prices? Especially in the competitive landscape of rural markets, product pricing has become incredibly important for a firm's profitability. There are numerous elements, and we will explore some of the most critical ones. The first and the most fundamental element is the production unit cost. This refers to the total expenses incurred to manufacture a single unit of a product. It includes direct costs like raw material and labor. On the other hand, indirect costs like factory overhead. So, why is this so crucial? Because it determines the minimum price at which a product can be sold without making a loss. Let's take an example. If an automobile part costs rupees 200 in material, rupees 100 in labor and rupees 50 in overheads to produce, its unit cost will be rupees 350. The selling price must be above this to achieve profitability. Second is expected unit sales in a given period. Businesses project how many units they anticipate selling perhaps in a year. These projections are vital. If a company expects to sell a high volume, it might adapt a low margin strategy. Conversely, if lower sales are projected, price must need to be higher to meet financial targets. For example, if fixed cost for a new fertilizer product are rupees 1 million and the company expected to sell 1 lakh units, each unit must contribute at least rupees 10 towards covering these fixed costs in addition to its variable cost. Now, the third element is the company's profit plans. These plans outlines the financial objectives such as target profit margins or return on investment. The pricing strategy must align with these goals. For example, a company must aim for a 20% profit margin on its rural agrochemical products. So, this target will directly influence how prices are set above the production and other costs. Fourth, we have brand image or equity. A strong brand often commands a higher price because consumers associate it with quality, reliability, or prestige. Think about it. Would you pay a little more for a brand you trust? Most consumers would. For example, a well established brand of seeds might be priced higher than a new entrant because farmers trust its yield. Conversely, brands positions are budget friendly must maintain lower prices. The key is that pricing must be consistent with the brand's overall image. Let's quickly recap. We have talked about four important things that affect pricing decision: knowing the cost of produce of one unit, then estimating how many units you would expect to sell. Third, making sure price fits with your profit goal and thinking about the value of your brand. These points helps us understand the basics of how to set prices. Till now, we have covered the meaning of pricing, importance of affordability, then key objectives and some of the elements that influence pricing in rural markets. In the next session, we will continue exploring other factors that shape rural pricing decisions.